Alright. Hey guys, so today we're going to be learning how to multiply using our lattice multiplication. So I would say the grade bands is specifically for 4th to 6th grade because students have to be able, they should already understand place value in order to use the lattice method box. And also they should be transitioning into multiplying um digit numbers. So they should already do know like their multiplications chart and how to multiply the single digits so that we can move on to two-digit numbers. So our target is that we're going to be able to accurately multiply two-digit numbers using our lattice method by correctly setting up our grid, filling in the products, and then we're going to be able to add diagonally with at least 80% accuracy on our exit ticket. So our lattice method contains of a box that looks like this. Um, at the top of your box, you're gonna write 2 on the first column, 4 on the next column, and then on the right side, you're gonna add our 13, as we're doing 24 times 13 is our equation. And then you want to align the numbers to be in the middle of the row and the column. So after you do that, you're going to add these diagonal lines going from corner to corner, okay? The reason why we're doing this is because imagine the line is just one single box, so sort of like this. It's covering this single box, okay? Because when we're going to multiply, sometimes when we multiply some digits, it's going to equal two-digit numbers. For example, if we do 7 times 2, you will have a tens place and a ones place. That's the reason why we have these diagonal lines, because the tens place goes on the top and the digit in the ones place goes at the bottom. So for this specific example, we're going to start off by multiplying 2 times 1. You can kind of see like this column box connects to this number on this row. In this example, it's 2 times 1. So 2 is a single digit, means no tens place, so we're going to put a 0, and then we're going to put a 2. Now we're going to multiply 4 times 1, doing the same thing. 4 is a single digit, so we put it in our ones place, and we put a 0 on our tens place. Now that we've multiplied 2 times 1 and 4 times 1, we're going to move down to this box. Instead of multiplying times 1, we're multiplying times 3. So we're going to do 2 times 3 equals 6. 6 goes in our ones place. We don't have anything in the tens place, so write a 0 just so when we move on into our addition later on, you guys don't get confused, and it also makes sure that you did the problem, that you multiplied, and that there's no missing numbers here, okay? So the 0 is kind of like a placeholder. There's nothing there. Now we're going to do 4 times 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. This is when we have a number in the tens place, meaning is the 1 for the tens place, so we're going to put it in the top section of this box. And then the 2 goes for the 12. So 4 times 3 equals 12. Our second step is addition. When we add, we're not adding up and down or to the side. We're adding how where our lines are. So our lines go diagonal. That's why we also do lines, because it helps us know which numbers to add correctly. So this is one line, and this is another line, and this is another line, okay? You're just adding what's in between this section. So for first section, we have only a 2. The numbers that we're going to put at the end is what is going to give us our answer. So we're going to bring down our 2 since we don't have any other numbers to add to with. When you're adding, I forgot to mention this, we're not adding our 24 or our 13 because we already multiplied and we put our numbers into our lattice box. Now we're going to move on to the top section of addition. We have 6, a 1, and a 4. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 10 plus 1 equals 11. So we're going to put our 1. And since it's a two-digit number, we're going to put our ones place down here. And we're going to bring our 10th digit up on the top. Okay? We're going to add it with this section. So now we have a 0, a 2, a 1, and then our plus 1 that we carried over. So 2 plus 0 is 2, and then 2 plus 0 again is 2, plus our 1 equals 3. Once you write your answer on this column following the green lines, like as I highlighted, you can cross this off just so you don't get confused with our result. And then at the top, we have a 0 again. We write it down. Now that you're done adding, multiplying everything, you're going to look at what is on the outside of the boxes. So in this case, we have, these are our results. This is your answer, okay? We don't have any number on this place, so then we're just gonna, you can write it just if you wanna bring it over just so you can see. Since 0 is not a number, we're gonna cross it off. That's why I said you can bring it over if you want to cross it off, if that helps your brain. If not, leave the 0 there. But once you bring in all your numbers together, you get a 3, a 1, and a 2, which equals 312. So 24 times 13 equals 312. The purpose why we do this lattice method is because it helps us stay organized by breaking down big multiplication problems into smaller chunks. So like we did, the smaller chunks would be making it easier to multiply, doing like one digits like this and then placing them in tens and then ones place. And also it breaks down the chunks of adding together, using our diagonal lines. And then now it's your guys' turn to try. I want you guys to solve using the lattice method. You guys can use highlighters if it helps you do step by step, highlighting the boxes, even the diagonal lines, just so your brain knows which digits are supposed to be added. So I want you guys to do this with 14 times 12 and 31 times 17. And at the bottom, I want you guys to explain why adding using the diagonal lines in lattice method is helpful. Or no, explain why we add along the diagonal lines when using the lattice method.